anniversary of the 1962 United Nations New York Agreement that indigenous Papuans believe is a key issue in the historical injustice toward the indigenous Papuan population in West Papua.
Under the agreement, the Dutch will transfer to the Indonesians the administration of the territory they both claim. Until full transfer next May, it will be administered by the United Nations. And in 1969, the Papua natives will vote on either independence or continue.
A vote of self-determination in 1969. This is the one concession handed to the Dutch when they yielded their colony to Indonesia 5 years ago. President Sukarno repudiated the agreement. President Suharto has now reluctantly agreed to play out the diplomatic charade. But West Irian is Indonesian, he says. The vote will be a mere formality.
The Indonesians carried out the act of choice by something which was traditional in their own country, namely the process of what's called musyawarah. Musyawarah is a process by which issues are considered and resolved through meetings, consultations, discussions aimed at a consensus. It's a process for involving everybody in a decision. Now, it also has the purpose of securing the initial objective by those who want the outcome, because such processes are dominated by the most powerful and the most influential people who set the stage and the tone and the setting.
I expected that if the United Nations was holding an act of free choice, that there would be a voting system. And when I got there, I was surprised to find out that they were selecting people who would then vote. And they were only going to select 1,025 in the whole country. One of the main reasons I wanted to cover it was that I knew no one else was going to, because President Nixon of the United States was making a 3-week tour through Southeast Asia at exactly the same time as the Act of Free Choice was going to be taking place. And so all the correspondents who'd been to West Irian to preview the Act of Free Choice were told to stay at home. Stay in Bangkok, stay in Hong Kong, stay in Taiwan, stay in Jakarta, and I was told by Reuters to stay in Jakarta. So it was effectively, I believe, the Americans decided to stop anyone from covering the Act of Free Choice so that Indonesia could just absorb the place with nothing written. On the island of Biak in West Irian, they were going to select 6 people who are going to take part in the Act of Free Choice. So together with the 4 UN officials, I went along to watch, and several hundred Papuans gathered, and lots of Indonesians were there, and all of the Papuans were very sullen and standing there like this because they were very unhappy about it. And then all of a sudden there was a kerfuffle, and out of the bush at the side came these 3 men and a boy carrying a sign, carrying several signs, one of which said one vote. It didn't say one man, one vote, it said one vote. And the Indonesians immediately arrested them. And as soon as the thing was over, they marched them off at gunpoint.
Large numbers of hand-picked local people were assembled in big halls, and a rather ritualistic process ensured, culminating in everybody in the room putting up their hands in favour of integration. Now, when you looked at those people, the ones that I observed, it was clear enough from the body language of some of the participants they were opposed to it. But because of the atmosphere, perhaps, or fear of reprisals to themselves and their families, or bribery, they voted.
we then took to the streets. That's how we mobilized the 5,000 youth, women, and the masses to demonstrate in the major center of the city of Jayapura. And so the crowd gathered together at the main square of the city, and as we were standing, people started singing, "Onward, Christian soldiers, marching us to war," something like that. And we all joined in, and we were clapping hands and walk on the street. And mind you, the military was not very happy.
And they start shooting. They realize this is a serious matter, so they pull the tanks out of their hiding places, pull out the tanks, line up on the road, and start shooting. And that the demonstrators disperse.
We were, in fact, actually we were standing underneath the parliament building. And as we were standing, one Christian Indonesian, he came and whispered to both of us, "Both of you are now in danger. Now that you're standing in public, you will be in danger."
So we left everything, nothing, just run for life.
The game was over. West Papua was now West Irian, the 26th province of Indonesia.